Hi, I'm Marty. This is my wife, Chris, and we're the parents of Nicholas.
Nicholas was born with Spina Bifida. It was a surprise to us. We did not know we were having a child with Spina Bifida until he was born. From the day he was born, he was in and out of the hospital for the first year or so of his life.
Yeah, when Nick was born, they told us that, he probably would never walk. But we had good therapy. We had good community that surrounded him. We had therapists that gave him standing boards to strengthen his leg. We had great parents and family members that chipped in and helped as he progressively got older. Small wheelchair, walkers he used for distance, and came on to the fact that when he wanted to do something, it didn't hold him back. But his friends were all, supportive and helped him.
Yep. He had great friends.
Yeah, it's been good to be in this type of environment in a small community. We did lose out on resources not living in a city to a point, but he was on his basketball team in his grade school at St. Pat's. He fished many tournaments, father-son tournaments. Gould's Pumps, ITT Corporation, used to sponsor a union tournament, fishing tournament every year, and he would fish that every year with me 5 or 6 times, won it, lunker.
Believe it or not, Nicholas is very independent. He does a lot of chores and stuff like the rest of us do. He handles his own laundry and his housekeeping. He lives on his own in a beautiful home on the canal, and loves the outdoors and fishing and hunting, and with some modifications, he does that by himself, and it just really enjoys life.
But he has a great sister. She's taken care of him. She made sure through his life that, it brought us as a family closer. It brought his sister real close to him, because she would make sure when she got up in the lunch line, he was getting in front of her because it took him longer, and no one was going to tell her any different. As he got older, though, when he got to about the age of 14 and a half, he wanted to go to work. They went over, they seen him at Country Mix, they hired him and took him on full time till for 7 years, he was almost there.
And he loved that job because he loves animals.
Yeah, snakes, everything. We have it all.
He became quite knowledgeable about fish and animals and all those things he took care of there.
And when he left there, he went to a full-time position with Tarjack, and he's still presently working for them.
So we had to modify the car.
Then he had to just learn how to drive with his left hand as his gas and his brake, and he steers with his right. It led to his independence.
Overall, thinking 30 years back, Nicholas has been a blessing. We're very proud of him and where he's at in his life. He could have taken the easy road, sat home, and
never worked.
And we always encouraged him to get out and be independent and be a contributor to society. And he's definitely that. And he's still single, by the way, and available.
And the wife is taking applications for the first
woman.
That's right. To marry.
I love my job. Working at Tarjack H2O has just been the best experience, I think, out of the jobs that I've had. They've accommodated with me, they've worked with me, they've made everything simple for me as far as my conditions. But, in the same sense, don't let the wheelchair fool you. I get around, I do as much as most as I can do, and try to live the most normal life, quote unquote, as you should say, that I can do. And as far as hunting and fishing, it's been a big thing for me my entire life, but I couldn't repay it anymore from the job that I work for and making that opportunity possible for me. The 9 to 5, coming home, cooking, playing with my dog, feeding my snakes and taking care of them, it's just my natural life and what I'm used to doing, and the accommodations that I've had to make in life is no different from somebody that's in a different shoe than me. Then being able to walk is no different from the lifestyle that I've learned. Shot my buck November 2nd, opening day at Crossbow. So I'm out here now on some Doe Patrols. See what we can scope out. We've had some movements from does in and out of here. So we're just out here trying to manage the population a little bit.
Warmth of the room, the cool of the night, my eyes turn to you as summer turns to fall. I'll stay my course. So long now, so long now.
Deer. There's a deer over there. Deer. Two does. So we got out here about 12:30. We had a couple opportunities to take one out. We had to switch situations. Just wasn't the right shot. By the time we got into position, they got in too thick. Couldn't get the shot off. By the time that we got settled back in, just about 10 minutes ago, I look over and new set of group of does come in. Stepped out in the open, went broadside. We just took the opportunity. Regular sized doe, nothing huge, but it fills that freezer. So, this is the very first doe that I've taken since my first deer hunt ever. I've always had that opportunity to at least get a decent sized buck, and had that opportunity to take one. Yeah, I mean, life isn't easy when you're trying to be a wilderness man and be the outdoorsman that I want to be, disabled, and you know, I always just find a way to get out and do what I do. And it was a good opportunity to have this hunt. Took a nice doe, nothing big, but she does the trick. She fills that freezer up, and that's what we're out here for. So I've always been about fair chase, giving that opportunity to the animal to have its way of getting away, especially in my conditions. I got to take the four-wheeler out. It's loud, chases everything out. I'm out here hours before I get to see a deer, and it's just makes it that much more satisfying to
be able to knock one down and harvest such a beautiful animal, especially, you know, since I'm look at myself as a regular average hunter that all my fellow hunters are, but I always manage to make it happen, and it's satisfying, really satisfying.